Have you ever woken up with that strange tingling sensation in your arm? Or felt a sudden dizziness that made you grab the wall to keep from falling? Maybe you've ignored these signals thinking it's just fatigue or getting older. But the truth is, your body might be sending you a silent alarm, a warning that your arteries are crying out for help. Imagine for a moment, you're having your morning coffee, talking with someone you love, when suddenly everything becomes confusing. Words won't come out right. Your arm won't obey. Fear takes over the room, and there, in that terrible moment, you realize that a stroke has changed everything. It's terrifying, isn't it? But it doesn't stop there. Then comes the struggle to recover every simple movement. The frustration of not being able to hold a cup without shaking. The shame of needing help with tasks you've always done alone. The constant fear that it might happen again. You might think this is genetics, that there's no escaping it if it runs in the family. Many people think it's the inevitable price of passing years, that you just have to hope you won't be the next statistic. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be this way. Science has discovered something revolutionary. There are foods that work like true shields for your brain. Common fruits that you can find at any grocery store, capable of cleaning your arteries, strengthening your heart, and protecting every cell in your brain against the damage that leads to stroke. Imagine being able to wake up every morning with the peace of mind knowing you're doing something concrete to protect your health. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing someone who has taken control of their own life. Imagine sitting at the breakfast table knowing that every bite is an investment in your future. Imagine being able to plan trips without fear, play with your grandchildren without worry, sleep peacefully knowing you're building a natural barrier against stroke. Today I'm going to show you exactly what these powerful fruits are and how they can transform your vascular health. They're simple, delicious, accessible foods that are scientifically proven to drastically reduce your stroke risk. So first of all, subscribe to this channel, because this is the kind of content that can literally save your life. Now let me explain what's really happening inside your body when it comes to stroke risk. And I promise, I'll make this as simple as understanding why a garden hose gets clogged. Think of your blood vessels like the plumbing system in your home. Over the years, just like pipes can accumulate buildup from hard water, your arteries start collecting deposits. These deposits are made of cholesterol, calcium, and other substances that stick to your artery walls. This process is called atherosclerosis. But let's just call it artery clogging. When your arteries get narrower, it's like trying to water your garden through a hose that's been stepped on. The water struggles to flow freely. In your body, blood struggles to reach your brain with the oxygen and nutrients it desperately needs. But here's what most people don't realize. This process happens so slowly, so silently, that you might not notice anything wrong for years. You might blame that occasional dizziness on standing up too fast. That memory fog? Just getting older. Those moments when you can't find the right word? Normal aging. Meanwhile, your arteries are quietly becoming more and more restricted. It's like driving a car where the fuel line gets a little more blocked each day. At first, the car runs fine. Then it starts to sputter. And eventually, if nothing changes, it stops completely. That's exactly what happens when someone has a stroke. The blood flow to part of the brain gets cut off, either by a complete blockage or when a weakened artery bursts under pressure. Now here's the revolutionary part that gives me so much hope. Your body is incredibly smart and resilient. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that people who eat foods rich in antioxidants and natural compounds called flavonoids can actually help their arteries stay flexible and clean. Think of these special nutrients as nature's plumbing cleaners. They work gently, day after day, helping to prevent new buildup and even helping your body clear away some of the existing deposits. Foods rich in potassium help regulate blood pressure, keeping less stress on your artery walls. Omega-3 fatty acids act like natural anti-inflammatory agents, reducing the irritation that leads to plaque formation in the first place. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate antioxidant-rich fruits regularly had up to 32% lower risk of stroke compared to those who ate them rarely. The beautiful truth is that your body wants to heal. It wants to be strong. It just needs the right fuel, the right building blocks to do its job properly. But the most beautiful part of this whole story is that it's never too late to start. And who proves this better than anyone is the story of Margaret. Margaret is 72 years old and has always been the kind of person who lights up any room she enters. For decades, she was the grandmother who never missed a family gathering, the one who organized birthday parties and holiday dinners with endless energy. But about 3 years ago, something started to change. It began subtly. She'd feel a little dizzy when getting up from her favorite armchair. Then came the moments when she'd reach for something and feel her hand trembling slightly. She started, avoiding stairs whenever possible, always finding excuses to stay on the ground floor. The wake-up call came on a Tuesday morning that she'll never forget. Margaret was making breakfast for her husband when suddenly she couldn't remember his name. Just for a few seconds, but it terrified her. Her words came out jumbled, and she felt confused and scared. Her daughter rushed her to the doctor, and the tests revealed what Margaret feared most. Her blood pressure was dangerously high, and she had several risk factors for stroke. The doctor was kind but direct, Margaret told me. He said I needed to make changes immediately, or I might not be around to see my grandchildren graduate. That's when her daughter shared an article about how certain fruits could actually help protect the brain and improve circulation. At first, Margaret was skeptical. How could something as simple as fruit make such a difference? But she decided to try. Every morning, she started her day with a handful of blueberries in her oatmeal. She began snacking on pomegranate seeds instead of cookies. She discovered that she actually loved the tartness of cranberries mixed into her yogurt. The changes didn't happen overnight, but they were real. After about 6 weeks, Margaret noticed she could climb the stairs to her bedroom without getting winded. Her morning dizziness disappeared. Most importantly, her mind felt clearer and sharper than it had in years. When she went back for her follow-up appointment 3 months later, her doctor was amazed. Her blood pressure had dropped to normal ranges. Her circulation had improved dramatically. Even her cholesterol levels were better than they'd been in a decade. Today, Margaret is back to hosting family dinners. She's planning a trip to visit her sister across the country, something she was too scared to do just a year ago. She wakes up each morning excited about the day ahead, knowing that she's actively protecting her brain with every colorful bite she takes. "I feel like I got my life back," she says with that familiar sparkle in her eyes. "And all it took was paying attention to what I was feeding my body." And you? Have you ever experienced something similar, or maybe know someone who has? Right here in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. The powerful fruits that protect your brain. Just like Margaret, you can start today too. And the first step is putting the right foods on your plate. Let me show you the 3 most powerful fruits that science has proven can dramatically reduce your stroke risk. First, blueberries, nature's brain pills. Many people think blueberries are just a sweet treat, but these little blue gems are actually one of the most powerful brain protectors on the planet. Blueberries are packed with compounds called anthocyanins. Think of them as tiny repair workers that travel through your bloodstream, fixing damage to your blood vessels and keeping your arteries flexible. A study from Harvard followed over 93,000 people for 18 years and found that those who ate blueberries just 3 times a week had a 32% lower risk of stroke. How to enjoy them? Start your morning with a handful of fresh or frozen blueberries in your oatmeal or yogurt. You can blend them into a smoothie with banana and milk, or simply eat them as an afternoon snack. The beautiful thing is that frozen blueberries are just as nutritious as fresh ones, and they're available year-round. If blueberries are too expensive or hard to find, blackberries, raspberries, or even purple grapes can give you similar benefits. The key is that deep, rich color. That's where the magic happens. Second, oranges and citrus fruits, your natural blood pressure medicine. Here's something that might surprise you. The white stuff under an orange's peel that most people throw away? That's where some of the most powerful stroke-fighting compounds live. Citrus fruits contain something called hesperidin, a natural compound that helps relax your blood vessels and improve circulation. It's like having a gentle, natural blood pressure medication growing on trees. Research from the American Heart Association shows that people who eat citrus fruits regularly have significantly lower blood pressure and better arterial health. How to use them? 1 medium orange a day is all you need. Eat it as a snack, squeeze fresh orange juice for breakfast, or add orange segments to your salad. Don't forget about grapefruits, lemons, and limes. They all contain these protective compounds. Can't tolerate citrus? Try kiwi fruits or strawberries, which also contain similar protective compounds and are easier on sensitive stomachs. Third, pomegranates, the ancient heart guardian. Pomegranates have been called nature's medicine for thousands of years, and modern science is proving why. These ruby red seeds are absolutely loaded with antioxidants, more than almost any other fruit. What makes pomegranates special is their ability to actually help clean your arteries. The antioxidants in pomegranates can help prevent the oxidation of cholesterol, which is what causes it to stick to your artery walls in the first place. A study published in Clinical Nutrition found that drinking pomegranate juice for just 1 year reduced arterial plaque by up to 30%. How to enjoy them? You can eat the fresh seeds as a snack, sprinkle them over yogurt or salad, or drink a small glass of 100% pomegranate juice daily. Just a 1/4 cup of seeds or 4 ounces of juice gives you all the protection you need. If pomegranates aren't available, cranberries offer similar benefits and are usually more affordable and accessible. The beauty of all these fruits is that they're working for you every single day, quietly protecting your brain while you go about your life. The truth is beautifully simple. Your body responds to the care you give it. You don't have to accept the risk of stroke as something inevitable that comes with age. You have power, you have choice, and you have these incredible natural allies that are waiting for you at every grocery store. Think about what we've discovered together today. Your arteries don't have to become more clogged with each passing year. Your blood pressure doesn't have to climb higher and higher. Your brain doesn't have to live in constant danger of losing its precious blood supply. Instead, imagine this. You wake up tomorrow, morning feeling clear and sharp. You walk to the kitchen with steady steps, confident in your balance. You prepare your breakfast knowing that every colorful bite is actively protecting your most precious organ, your brain. Imagine looking in the mirror 6 months from now and seeing someone who took control, someone who refused to live in fear of stroke. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're doing something concrete, something powerful, every single day. Picture yourself planning that trip you've been putting off. Imagine saying yes when your grandchildren ask you to take a walk with them. Imagine the confidence of climbing stairs without worrying about getting dizzy. Imagine sleeping peacefully, knowing that you're building stronger, cleaner arteries with every meal. This isn't about perfection. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. You don't need to become someone you're not. You just need to add these small, powerful choices to the life you're already living. Start with one piece of fruit tomorrow morning. Maybe it's a handful of blueberries in your oatmeal. Maybe it's an orange as your afternoon snack. Maybe it's a glass of pomegranate juice. With dinner. One choice. One fruit. One step toward a stronger, more protected brain. The beautiful thing about taking care of yourself this way is that it ripples through everything. When you feel stronger and more confident about your health, you show up differently in the world, you hug your loved ones a little tighter, you make plans for the future with more excitement, you wake up each morning with gratitude instead of worry. Your body has been faithfully carrying you through life for decades. It deserves this kindness. It deserves these nutrients that can help it stay strong and resilient. And you deserve the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're actively protecting yourself against stroke. It's simple, it's possible, it's delicious, and it starts today. If this video gave you hope or made you think differently about your health, hit that like button right now. That's how we know we're on the right path. Together. You know what moves me most about everything we've shared today? It's realizing that protection doesn't have to be complicated, that healing doesn't require miracles, that the most powerful medicine often comes disguised as something as simple and joyful as a piece of fruit. Your brain has been your faithful companion through every moment of your life. Every memory you treasure, every laugh you've shared, every word of love you've spoken. It all happened because this incredible organ never stopped working for you. And now it's your turn to work for it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to transform overnight. You just need to choose. Love over fear, action over resignation, hope over worry. One blueberry at a time. One orange at a time. One small, powerful decision at a time. I think about all the people watching this right now, and I see you. I see the grandmother who wants to keep dancing at family weddings. I see the grandfather who dreams of teaching his grandson to fish. I see the person who just wants to wake up tomorrow, feeling strong and capable instead of afraid and fragile. Your story doesn't end with stroke statistics. Your story doesn't end with fear. Your story continues with every choice you make to honor the body that has carried you this far. What strikes me most is how much power you actually have. In a world where so many things feel out of our control, here's something beautiful. You get to decide what goes on your plate. You get to choose protection over neglect. You get to choose these small acts of self-love that add up to something extraordinary. The fruits we talked about today aren't just food. They're daily promises you make to yourself. Promises that you're worth protecting. Promises that your future matters. Promises that you refuse to give up on the life you still have to live. When you reach for that handful of blueberries tomorrow morning, remember this moment. Remember that you're not just eating, you're choosing. You're not just nourishing, you're protecting. You're not just caring for your body. You're investing in every tomorrow you want to see. This is bigger than any one video. This is about building a community of people who refuse to age passively, who choose to age powerfully. People who understand that taking care of ourselves isn't selfish. It's the greatest gift we can give to everyone we love. If this conversation touched your heart, if you felt less alone in your health journey, if you're ready to keep learning together, we'd be honored to have you stay. You can support this mission by clicking the Super Thanks button or by subscribing to Join Our Community. Because here's what I know for sure. Your brain is still capable of amazing things. Your body is still capable of healing. And your story is still being written. Take care of your brain, and it will take care of you.